But since I know we're being filmed, I left off the last.
Suck it up.
I don't think I've ever been in here when the sun was.
Does he know? Ed Comeau is the conscience of the county commission.
It's 3:58.
Please.
I know it is.
2 minutes.
2 minutes and counting. All right, I'm shutting you off, so there we go.
The House of Corrections is in the house.
But is he correct? That's the question.
There, he's here for you.
Correct, not much. I thought it was here to correct.
I don't think the sheriff's gonna be here, they just did that big car chase.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Not yet.
Did you see him?
Melissa, did you bring a special envelope for me?
Five star strips and all, chasing.
I
doesn't-
don't ask you one thing. One thing.
If you would do this,
Well, they said
it would be there tomorrow, otherwise the paper won't be here tomorrow, because that's when it
Quiet on
runs.
set, please.
Oh, look at you, Chip.
Okay,
I thought it
Lieutenant.
was one of these, it's payroll.
That should happen then.
Yes.
I'm listening to you, but ignoring you at the same time.
All right, good afternoon, and welcome to the March 4th, 2025 County Commissioner meeting. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we say it
You know what I'm saying?
You need to sign that.
All right, do we have any media questions, Melissa?
No, it's on the Zoom.
I think Brian's on the Zoom.
Yes, no media is
No
on the
media,
Zoom.
yeah. Public comment.
You don't have a
Yes.
comment, Fred?
Yes, Fred Kane from Wilkesboro, just wondering about the clerk, it's going on 3 months and haven't seen a clerk. The last meeting was, I believe, December 19th, and just wondering if there's any plans for her to attend any of these meetings.
It would be nice, Fred.
I don't know if we heard from her today. Nobody has heard from her.
And one other thing, is the treasurer gonna come to any of the meetings and introduce himself? I've never met the treasurer, so I know that previous treasurer, Joe, used to come occasionally, just so he could be introduced to the public.
We could ask him to do that.
Thank you,
I haven't, but we could.
thank you.
Dallas.
Dallas, I just have a simple request, and I know it's probably, a misunderstanding, but I really would like to nail down like a time that you guys will hold your meetings.
Well, let's put it this, Dallas, if we had a three-person board, a functional three-person board, we would have steady meetings. We don't have a functional three-person board. That's why I'm coming out of work, he does whatever he does, and God knows where the third one is. Either she resigns,
And that bothers me too.
Terry needs to
I've asked about-
resign, or finds, just to have someone from the North Country, which is being not represented at all.
Right.
Or she shows up. It's one or the other.
And that would probably be helpful in.
That would be helpful.
Then we get back to normal times on a
Yeah,
set
that would be
schedule.
great.
And I know I'm concerned about you getting a proper sleep, so,
Well, I know, it's not so much that as, just being on a schedule that I can keep.
If you want to call Terry McCarthy, ask her when she's coming back.
I told you what you can do. You can try to figure it out yourselves. Well, I'm sure there's a state RSA that will allow you to do it.
But Dallas, see, my problem is I'm not retired, so I have to.
Oh, that hurts. Oh, that really hurts.
Right there.
Oh, it really hurts. All right, having said all of this,
Wasn't aimed at you. Well,
I understand
kinda.
that.
Well,
Kind
a
of.
little bit.
don't be jealous.
I'm not jealous.
You'll be retired.
I got 2 years.
And you'll like it.
Yeah, leave me alone.
All right, we're gonna move on to the We're gonna go into Hale's location.
I move we move into the Hales Occasion Selectmen's meeting, or Select Board, or whatever proper term you want to use.
That's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
403.
403.
All in favor, say aye.
All in favor, say aye. We don't need a motion.
You can lead the way, I'm still signing.
We need the minutes approval. Did you read the minutes? And
I did read the minutes, I found them stunning, I found them engrossing, and I move we approve them.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye. Hales Location is my favorite location in it.
Now we have to review and approve the unincorporated place and school budgets,
Oh, damn it, I'm the chairman, aren't I?
which I looked at.
Okay,
I don't know if you looked at
I
it.
have not looked at that. What's the budget number?
Well, it was right here. I don't know where it went. Here's the budget. Budget.
Verizon Wireless.
Well, the budget is 10 pages long, and it approves, and it,
In the immortal words of somebody
Includes-
somewhere, nutshell it for me.
it approves appropriations of $168,167.
How many kids does Hale send into the school?
I believe it was 2, but I don't hold me to that.
That's a lot for 2 kids.
I believe.
So that's the town budget. The
This is-
school budget's a separate.
Right, did I say the school budget first?
Yes, you did.
Well, we can do either one. And since this was the first one, we'll do this one first. So do I have a motion to approve?
Which one are we, town or
We are
school?
doing the town budget. The unincorporated place budget.
I just like to call it a location. Wish the county ran on this much efficiency. Oh, sorry. Joking. Give me the bottom line.
168,160.
169,265, and that's my 170,000. I move we approve the proposed budget for Hales location.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And now we have the school budget.
We're paying Lino Avellini $25.
Now we have the school budget for Hales location. This is the MS-26 for 2025. Total operating budget appropriations of $100,127.
So they basically said 2 kids.
It might be more than that.
I move we approve the Hales location school budget for the number you mentioned, because I can't find it.
100 and,
This is a double signature, it's also got the warrant on it. Oh, no, Jesus. How many? There's a lot of signatures on this one. So moved.
second, all in favor?
Aye. I'll be signing this for a while, so I'm going.
Do we need to do it? We don't have to do the warrant, do we?
Yes, you have to approve the
We have
warrant
to
so it
do-
can be posted.
The warrant for the school and the
Place.
place, okay.
Location.
So we have the warrant for Hales location. And
I move we approve.
the warrant is for 168,000, this is the warrant for the
Town.
unincorporated town, for
Yep.
$168,167
And 00 cents from what I'm looking
and
at.
00 cents.
I move we approve.
Second, all in favor?
Aye. Means I can sign it right there.
And we have the school warrant for,
168, 167, 00.
no, it's actually for $100,127.
Oh, wrong one.
That's the appropriation.
Sorry. Oh, there it is, I got it.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Did you get those numbers, Ed?
Yes.
Are we loud enough for you, Ed?
But I remind you, to, since there's only two of you, just be cognizant of your votes, thank you.
Yes, yes.
Conscience, what's the third one here? Annual meeting. That's a warrant.
So once you sign these, they'll be posted, and then the
But do we have-
delegation will approve them on March 21st.
Can we approve, what's this one? Because I've signed the
Are
school.
those copies? They must be copies.
No, they're good. Really? That's the name of their bakery?
Yeah. The warrant, yes, so you approve the budget, and then you also have to sign the warrant, each of the warrants, so. Looks like this one needs your signature.
Why are the meeting minutes attached to the reconciliation report?
I think it's just the paper clip, that
Just a
stuff.
mistake,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Because that was separated.
This is the meeting, those are the meeting minutes.
That one. And then,
I would like to thank the County of Carroll and Hales location for keeping our forest industry gainfully employed. Pulpit paper, signed.
this one. That's for you to sign.
And that one. Is that
Three. Okay,
It's the fourth, right?
it is, yep.
And that one. Back to giving people.
Thank you.
These are just copies, right, reconciliation?
Yep, this is for you to review the reconciliations.
I did think. Guess I was in a hurry today, huh?
Yeah, you're in a hurry. That's the third one you
It's the
missed.
third one I missed. All right, we will go out of, is that it for Hills? I didn't see, I didn't see anything else.
There is a letter in there requesting that you release the 911 mapping
Oh, yes.
for the broadband project.
Where are we today?
I do remember seeing that. Do we need a motion to approve the building permit?
Yes.
Yes, Fred.
Yes, do we have an update on the septic? March 20th is coming up,
We do not.
first day of spring, and I'm
We do not.
assuming it
We
gonna
should.
be
We should,
bubbling
but we
up here
don't.
soon.
We should, but we don't. And that's one of the things on my to-do list this
Thank you.
week. Thank you for reminding me. We have a building permit, we have to approve that.
Yes.
Okay, I have a building permit for Hales location from Deborah and Daniel, if I apologize if I don't say this right, Palestrant at 222 to erect a small garage, 16 Links Drive, Hales location.
I move we approve.
Second, all in favor?
Besides, I live on 16 links, so I got it. Is there like more checks than usual this week?
A lot of checks.
Looks like it, huh?
And then there was the 911.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. We also have a request from Mark Doyle, Director, New Hampshire Department of Safety, Division of Emergency Services and Communications.
I know, Mark.
The unincorporated area of Hales location, New Hampshire, would like to request the use of town-wide E911 data to support broadband mapping in our area and any changes in the future updates to our data through the end of the project in 2026. We believe this mapping will improve internet connectivity, identify unserved portions of the area, and enhance broadband and innovation services.
The New Hampshire Granite Project, the broadband mapping initiative is being conducted by the New Hampshire Granite, Granite project at the University of New Hampshire, and we feel that their efforts will be greatly improved by using the Department of Safety E911 location data for our town. The New Hampshire Granite Project has a signed data release agreement in place with the Department of Safety, and we are assured that they will operate in strict accordance with that agreement. Also, the maps that are produced will allow the necessary analysis while also maintaining the confidentiality of the E911 data. Please provide the data in any GIS format to David Justice, University of New Hampshire. If you have any questions, please contact below. Motion to approve.
What is E911 data being confidential for? Because it's all emergency response and
I
public
would say
information.
that would be true. That would be the case.
Okay, but I'll motion to approve this so they can get their mapping done.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Get that to Ed? Yes. And that, I believe, does close out.
I think there's one more thing. You
Oh.
had a request to appoint an auditor. for
Do we?
Hales. Yes,
Do you trust this person?
I think so.
Who gets it?
We have a request to appoint Maureen Blanchard as the locally elected auditor for Hales location for the 2024 audit.
Locally elected.
That's what it says.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye. It's a contradiction there, no appointment versus elected.
I don't know, that's what it says. I don't know who typed it, but she will be our auditor for Hales.
You're right, says elected.
That's what it says. All right, I think now we're ready to move
I
out of
think
this
so.
location.
Yep.
In the sales location.
4:15. $4.15. Now we will move to the approvals for the minutes of February 10th, 2025 and February 15th, 2025.
I have read them and I so move.
I have also, and I will second. All in favor? Aye. Manifest approvals. We have accounts payable for February 14th, 2025 in the amount of $754,002.17. February 21st in the amount of $489,132.88. And February 28th, 2025 in the amount of $147,869.23.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
All right.
Aye. Aye. Chairman says aye. Payroll, February 14th, 2025, $216,299.63. February 21st, 2025, $273,326.79. And February 28th, 2025, for $222,685.75.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This is the most ridiculous system.
There's minutes to sign that you just approved.
To make sure we don't get out of here without signing them today.
You've missed 6 checks so far. So
I know, I know. Fire, I'm gonna have to fire me. I'm not that lucky. All right. Yes. Since Melissa has the spreadsheets on her computer in front of her, which are easier to read, we have some budget changes to the original proposal.
Tell me about them.
It's our first one, Melissa, to the general fund.
Here, let me just switch gears. There we go.
This is left over from our last meeting with the executive committee and delegation. So
Okay.
basically, I've been briefed on it.
Yes, you have.
Okay.
So,
Or so Melissa tells me.
I think so. I think we got it squared away. You want to start with the commissioner's budget?
Sure.
Right
Certainly.
at the top, okay. So currently, the proposed budget for the commissioner's office is $259,508. And the request is to change that to $271,887. There are, it looks like this, if you want to follow along.
I'm actually listening to you, so speak
I
loudly,
I
clearly.
looked at it. I looked at it, and,
You know, I tend to whisper, sorry. Here we go. Okay. Essentially, it changes payroll line, salary lines related payroll expenses, and puts in an increase for electricity and propane.
which were under budgeted last year.
Correct. So the new bottom line requesting from the delegation is 279,889.
79 and 271.
I'm sorry, 271,889.
Right.
This was the propane under,
Yeah, they were under budgeted last year, so she under budgeted them, so
this includes salary changes, or is that a separate budget?
no, there are some salary changes on this.
Do you want more money? I'm not gonna give it to you.
Okay, fair. Well, there's only two of you, so.
So the change for the commissioner budget is, the final number is $271,889.00 from $259,508.
With the numbers to be found correct, I approve the change.
I will second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The finance budget was originally proposed to the delegation in the amount of $514,838. And we're asking for a reduction to $486,025.
And that is based on,
Yeah, what's that based on?
we moved salaries and we increased the audit. And we changed, I've been through this 14 times. What did we end up doing on this one?
Yep, so
We changed it.
there was not money in the budget for the GASB 75, the actuarial evaluation,
Correct.
so we needed to add 4,800 to the auditing line.
Oh, that's right.
We changed the finance director salary line from $1 to $65,000 for a partial year, 2025. There are some market adjustments for the finance staff and their salaries.
You took the contracted services line down to $30,000.
Yep, and we took the contracted services from 160,000, to 30,000. That pays for 1 month of the former CFO and 142 hours, up to 142 hours with our current contracted CPA. We reduced the travel budget from $11,000 to $1,200. And, yeah, I think
And that
that's.
is the $28,813 less than the original proposed budget for 2025. And it's $3,000 less than the 2024 budget.
Why don't you make that motion, and I'll second. Change of pace.
I'll make a motion, we approve the changes.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I was getting bored. I need a change.
Okay. Then, let's see.
Which one?
Do you want to skip over to IT?
And for some reason, I'm not finding my IT one. Too much paper.
Don't mind.
Yeah, maybe
Okay,
I have it, thank you.
sure. Excuse me.
We lowered the salary line.
Yep, so originally, the original IT budget that went to the delegation was 715,000. And we've reduced, I'm sorry, it wasn't, it was originally 827,000.
Yes.
And we reduced it to 715,000, which is $111,000 less. Originally, there were 4 positions in the budget. So we were asking for 2.5 additional, now we're just asking for 1.5 additional. Is the
Correct.
main change, and a reduction in the related payroll expenses.
Which brings us from the proposed 827,539 down to $715,581.78.
Is that a motion?
Second, all in favor?
No, I asked you if that was a motion.
Oh, that's a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
And that saves us $111,957 for the record.
So I will, that'll go to the IT subcommittee, it's meeting on Friday before the delegation, and see where they take it from there, if they agree with your
That is correct.
proposal. Okay.
That is correct.
We could look at capital reserve.
I have that one. Somewhere.
In your, I'm sorry, one sec.
I have
Back up for a second.
capital reserves.
Yes, we had a conversation today, so let me just remember what.
Right.
Got it on definite volume.
So that'll be $10, Frank?
Yes. Now
I
I'll
turned mine off.
Now I'll forget to switch it back on, which usually happens. I find that out 2 days later.
Wow, that was quick. UNH's recommendations for Hayfields.
Yes.
All right, so let's see. So the capital reserve would need the commissioners' vote to expend $46,000 from the capital reserve fund for the Mountain View community elevator repairs. Originally, that was in the Mountain View budget, and the delegation chair requested that we take it out of capital reserve instead.
Yes.
So if you vote to approve that, then the delegation would also have to approve to expend from a capital reserve fund. So $46,000 for the elevator repairs.
And what are we doing with the DPW septic system improvements?
I think we're going to talk about that under ARPA.
Oh, that's right. ARPA, right.
Yeah.
So we're only going to vote to expend 46,000 from the capital reserve.
Yes.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Okay.
Okay.
We're building a garage.
No, elevator repair.
No, I'm just,
For now.
I'm looking at that.
Oh,
Coming attractions.
I have a request from the DPW director that since, and you don't have it on your sheet because I just got it this afternoon, the number. Rather than purchase a new skid steer this year,
Was this wheels versus tractors?
yes, that was an extensive conversation, wasn't it?
That was probably the most extensive conversation of the whole thing.
So since that's
Tractor trap, excuse me.
not happening, he's asking that $10,000 be added to his 082 equipment repair line to do the needed repairs on the skid steer that we have.
rather than spend the $93,000 for the new, or whatever it was for the new
Yeah,
one.
there was a trade-in, it was around 40.
It was, yeah.
Can't remember, I don't have it in front of me, but he explained that wasn't it the air conditioner in the tracks?
Yeah, we
I
heard
think-
this at the delegation meeting, yes. Proposed air conditioning, and there was something else too.
Yeah, I think it was you need to replace the tracks.
I'll make that motion.
I'm not gonna second that one, I wanna see this one
You
again.
wanna see it?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. We're not doing
All
that.
right, we'll pass over that
Just for the
one then.
simple reason, all right, how old is this, and we keep repairing it? Is it,
It's not that old. It's not that old, it's only got, I think, 1,000, I forget
You
how
said
many.
less than 1,000
It's got
hours
less than
on it?
1,000 hours on it.
is there any way we can convert that to wheels?
I'm trying to remember the conversation.
They didn't talk about that. I remember that.
Well, there was a conversation about, is it better to have wheels or tracks?
I think the word wheels was better, because of the amount of driving it does around here.
And then, so, you want me to put that back on for another discussion?
Yeah, put it back on for another
Bring him in for
discussion.
another
You
discussion.
got it.
Well, Harold will be.
And ask him the question.
Harold
can
will
we-
be in charge of that project.
No, I'm not gonna be in charge of that. Just ask him, can we, is there a way we
Commissioner.
can convert it to wheels, or is it built for track?
Commissioner Parker will be in charge of that.
I refuse. I believe in team efforts.
Okay, I think that is all on the budget for now. So I'll send those votes to the delegation that you took.
Okay.
I do have one thing for HR, but that's in non-public. That's also on this breakdown here, so.
ARPA funding.
Yeah, so,
I hate to interrupt you, but.
You're interrupted.
Should that medical line situation be discussed under the budget, or
The medical line,
I sent you all an email last week about it, I don't know if this is the opportunity to discuss that or not.
sure.
do you want to come up?
Come on.
It's not good if you don't remember.
Well,
You just may not get your roof.
If you saw all of the emails, and I do seem to
The
remember.
good thing
this.
is you remembered, Brian.
that's right.
That's right, that's why you're here, that's why you're in charge.
Yep,
That's why
That's
you're in
right.
charge.
So if you recall at the delegation in the prime care medical contract situation, I guess the simplest way is we pay a monthly fee
Yeah,
for coverage, contracted coverage. Part of that contracted monthly fee is $70,000 is included in that payment over the year's span to cover the outside medical
yes.
appointments. So anything that doesn't happen in my building. Also includes pharmacy and LabCorp and x-rays and stuff like that. So I've reached out to Prime Care. I don't think that a negotiation, so to speak, to renegotiate the contract is necessary. I think my biggest issue after doing, and I did speak to the president and vice president of the company last week, and we're working through some other issues to kind of clear this up. But bottom line is that we always go over the $70,000 historically. And that number originated at 50, I believe, and over the years it's been added. But even at the 50, we were still 35,000 over. Last year, because my 24/25 contract doesn't end till May, so I can't give you a solid number on that yet. Because for some reason, the way it was written, it ends May 24th. I don't know the reasoning behind that, but anyway. So last year's contract, so the 23/ into May of 24, we spent 136,000 total between the 70 that's inclusive within the contract and the additional line transfers needed out of our bottom line budget to cover. If you're,
Okay.
I'm trying to make it as clear as possible.
sorry.
Oh, hi.
That was a clip she gave Melissa.
There you go.
So, I guess it was never a glaring issue until this year, the 24 closing of the budget, because of the entirety budget situation, we came down to $5,000 on our bottom line. Because we were always able to shift lines to cover the overage, and then we always encumber, because again, it has to roll us out till June, basically, to cover bills. So, $70,000 isn't cutting it. Rather than give Prime Care more money for them to do their magic to, my real concern is the out-of-pocket cost be inclusive within my medical line. So at the end of the year, all I have to do is encumber the remainder of the medical line and not have to search for it within my budget. Because again, on a normal budget, probably okay, but if we end up in a tight situation like we were this year, in Rockingham County, because I have a good relationship with them and they're also Prime Care, they have a cap. Now they're slightly bigger than us, about 120 inmates, but they have a $80,000 in their contract, but they put $200,000 in their line to cover all their overages, in addition to the 80. So really, they have 280,000. We don't need that much. In my eyes, I think we need about 150. Because like I said, last
So we're
year
at
we
70,
spent.
so we're at 70 and we need 150.
Right, because last year we're at 70, and we actually spent between the 70 and line transfers 136.
Okay.
This year, currently, because of the budget issues overall, I have about 11,000 left of that 70, and with the transfers that I took from your budget lines, I only have 35 additional at the moment, so it puts me at about 105 total. If we're on the averages, we're not gonna make it come the end of May.
Which line is this?
025.
025 medical services and
Yep.
supplies?
So that 1.150
Yeah.
that's proposed is only $70,000 of medical billing costs, because that's within the contract. So that pays the contract period.
We need an additional 80, correct?
So my idea would be add 80 just into the line, not that we're gonna give Prime Care, but to pay the outstanding bills in the end. Because like I said, last year between the 70, we almost spent another 70 to cover. And we had to transfer it out of the budget,
Yeah, got it.
other places. It just seems silly to me to kind of bank on extra where if we end up like we were this year, which hopefully we never will, we don't have enough to cover it. This way, at the end of the year, I go, hey, there's whatever, 50 grand left in that line, encumber it, and that, on the average year, should cover my medical cost in whole.
Well, up until this year, you weren't fully staffed either, right?
Well, this is strictly for,
No, I understand, but you ended up without having
Correct,
money, a
yes.
line item transfer.
correct.
This year.
I was fully
cover.
staffed, but not funded for fully staffing.
Correct.
Correct. That's why it
So-
came down to the 5,000.
So this budget fully funds you, correct? In terms of staff?
Yes.
So you don't think there'll be enough with not being fully staffed all year or whatever to line item transfer? You don't want to take that chance? You'd rather?
So that, I'll do whatever you want me to do.
No, I get it.
It just was cleaner to me to say, put 80,000, and again, on an average year where there's not some one patient that cost us 150,000 like it almost
Like
did
it
a
almost
few months
did,
ago.
Yes, I remember that.
So in a normal circumstance year, with that 80 in there, we should cover our costs without having to fish for it at the end of the year.
I'm convinced. It's up to him. He's the cranky old man.
No, I get it, it makes, I mean.
It's cleaner.
It's transparent, it's what it is.
And we're never gonna have a true accurate number because we can never tell what we're gonna have for inmate medical needs.
True.
But this gets us closer, so that's why I'm saying the 70 and 80 puts me at 150, we spent 136. You know, a small percentage of overage, shall we say, to account for weird situations, but that may not account for every weird situation.
So we'll have,
I
to
don't
if we approve this, we'll have to, the delegation will have to revisit it?
Yeah.
Get ready for Chairman Avellini to ask you what a weird situation is.
Don't we have, wouldn't we have money to cover this from somewhere if we had to? No.
I mean, if we absolutely had to. But I've also heard the line, well, if you need, because this is a you never know situation, they can always do a supplemental budget to make it whole if if we do it by September, which you didn't know you were going over that early enough this year. It wasn't until well into the fourth quarter when it was too late to do a supplemental.
And a supplemental would cover that situation that we almost ran into for the 150. And we'd have to do that regardless whether we put this 80 in there or not. But on a normal, this would certainly make it easier. But I also understand your point of view, Commissioner McGee. Makes no difference to me.
You know, let's note it, so you did your job.
Okay.
If we come up short, you can say, I told you so.
That's fine, I just want to make you
No,
aware. and
no, I
In
get
case
it.
next year you go, why are we transferring $120,000 to the
Yeah,
medical
let's
line?
leave it the way it is, and
Okay.
unless Commissioner Parker may have a thought.
All right, this was, for this current year, what's like the last 3-year history of it? Is it roughly the same numbers?
Well, it's tough because and I looked back, so we're in 24, 25 now. 23, 24 was the 136. 22, 23 was 88, but that was our first year getting into prime care.
Yeah.
So it's not really, but even that, like I said, was 38,000 over our then $50,000 inclusive cost. So we were almost twice then. So I don't have a long history to go by.
But the shorter history kind of reflects the need for an increase.
Right, whether that increase is 30, 80, 180, all depends on the year.
I don't
I'm
feel-
just strictly kind of going off of last year.
I don't feel like doing a supplemental budget in the middle of the summer. I mean, I think we have enough evidence to back up an increase. But then, like I said, you have to give it to the delegation, and that's gonna be
Well,
Well, they already approved this, we already did corrections.
okay.
I mean,
And
they can revisit it, obviously.
Well, yeah, they're gonna revisit it, because we're gonna change it.
And he encouraged me to reach out to Prime Care at the last delegation meeting. And again, I did, but I think this is a way easier and more clear-cut way to address the problem.
You know what?
But-
We'll do the 80,000, and if the delegation has a problem with it, they can do whatever they want to do. I mean, and if it comes up short, they can't blame us. I mean, that's basically what it comes down to. I'll make a motion, we increase it from $1,150,000 to $1,150,080, $1,230,000.
Correct, yeah.
$1,230,000, yeah, math wasn't my strong suit.
Once you double check what you just mumbled and the number's correct.
A
I'll
million,
second the motion.
1,230,000.
Yeah.
Correct.
I second what Melissa just did.
Yeah.
1,230,000.
5 o'clock at night isn't my strong suit, but anyway.
Yeah, it's past your nap.
Yes, exactly.
And my do you need the bottom line adjustment? I did that math.
Have you already did the math?
I did. I was prepared this time, I
He's very
learned.
prepared, he's always prepared.
I learned.
He's sitting around the jail.
So it would
Oh, man.
it would change the new bottom line to, I'll just read out the numbers, 6465874.
All right, I'll make a motion, we increase that line, as I just did.
I'll second it based on his numbers, not yours.
It was, no, I got the right number. $1,230,000. It was $1,230,000 is the correct number.
Correct.
And I'll second that motion, all in favor? Aye.
Like I said, if the delegation doesn't like it, they can do
They
it.
can,
Yeah, that's
I'd rather be proactive on this one than running around with their heads cut off.
And that was just my point of view. It should make it cleaner.
okay.
Before we move on to the ARPA discussion, you have the mental health contract. Would it be
Oh.
okay while he's here, just
Yes.
to go and get that? Okay.
Do I have that?
So,
I don't think I have
I don't
it.
think so.
I don't know if I have that, I didn't see it.
The grievance,
Pending on
this. You should have it, but if you
I
don't, there
probably
it
have
is.
it.
So, no language change, no financial difference. It's just a one-year contract. We go year to year on our Northern Human Services, which is our mental health clinician, up to 28 hours a week. She's typically there 24, but it is inclusive of up to 28 hours a week.
Right there.
So she typically comes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and she does all of our, 90% of our mental health, and then, of course, we have that other contract with Mr. Stoddard that covers the other piece.
So for the year, it's
Yours up.
Yeah.
50,400 or is it 63,000? It's
60,
I'm looking-
I think 63 is the,
It's 28 hours a week.
Right.
And that's what we do.
She typically works 24, but it leaves 4 hours for emergent situations, or she has to stay late or come in on a different day to cover some type of mental health watch, or, because unfortunately, things don't happen on a schedule when it comes to mental health. But yes, worst case scenario is the 63,000, yeah. And that's already included in the budget, which was previously approved.
All right, I'll make a motion that we approve the letter of agreement between Carroll County Department of Corrections and Northern Human Services for mental health services in the amount of up to $63,000 annually.
I'll second. Kind of worried about the phrasing up to.
Well, it's,
Or just say $63,000.
that does say up, well, it says up to.
All right, fine.
All
Don't spend it all in one place.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Comes out of your roof budget, by the way.
Oh, jeez. Speaking of
You wanna
that,
sign this one?
No, it's coming up on Aubrey.
okay, good.
I'll scan it over to you, Brian. Does that work? Okay,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
See you on Friday.
Okey-doke.
See me on Friday.
ARPA.
Okay, so,
Need a couple of tweaks of that.
as you know, the county commissioners opted to take the standard allowance for the ARPA funding.
That is correct.
So therefore, excuse me, we now have the ARPA, formerly ARPA, I don't know what else to call it. So
Just
we're
call
trying
it-
to come up with a catchy name for it.
Formerly ARPA sums it up.
Or the funds used to be known as ARPA.
Yes.
Right.
The funds formerly known as that.
So this has freed up those
Ex-ARPA.
ex-ARPA funds
Yes.
for the commissioners to decide how they would like to spend those funds. And it has to go through the budget process now with the delegation.
We're buying Chuck a wheelchair van?
Maybe perhaps Commissioner Parker would like to read that.
No, I do not like it.
Excuse me.
You want to know what each one is?
Yes.
Okay, the total number is $7,420,445. The jail roof is a contract already signed for $700,000. Paving, oh, I have a question on paving. Did we cut back around this building?
Not yet.
Since we're gonna,
Not yet. This was
Hopefully
the
dynamite it.
quote we got for redoing the sidewalks at the nursing home and for paving on the entire complex.
which I actually saw, that part of it was around this building.
Yes, so and it also included adding a driveway to this building, connecting these two buildings, so.
Is that like a road to nowhere?
But that's a quote. It would still have to go out to RFP so then we can narrow the scope.
If we have to.
Oh, we're going to.
So this was just a rough estimate for doing,
Okay, a rough estimate for conversation only, $1 million.
yep.
Electronic records, quote received, sorting, scanning, indexing, and shredding is $233,000. Gopher nursing home grant match, construct laundry facility, yay, $1,162,760. A little cheaper than we thought, isn't it?
Which one?
Nursing home laundry.
So that gets matched with the Gopher grant that we have, and
Yes,
so
okay.
it works out to be just over 1.9 million.
Still cheaper than I thought.
And of course, that will have to go out to bid, so,
Of course, it always does. Water systems, the contract's already signed, is $2,138,833. Wheelchair van, we have received a quote, $93,000 for a wheelchair van.
that's what was in the capital budget. Once we actually put it out to bid, I'm sure it will come in at less than that.
I would say it's probably going to be a
I'll
little
bet
bit.
you a dollar.
This was just a
Okay.
quote
I
for the
haven't bought
budget,
a
I
wheelchair
think.
van lately, so I don't.
I've seen
True.
your garage, you probably have it somewhere. Assisted living plans, architect, engineer, pro forma, $119,000. A pavilion, ooh, I didn't know we had a pavilion. Quote received and drawings, $386,000. A garage for MVC vehicles, $400,000. Facilities assessment, $50,000. IT project, which was removed from the capital budget, $157,000 for a total, if I'm reading this correctly, $606,439,593, which is a little bit different from the top number.
Yeah, the top number is the money that we currently have available.
Okay.
The ARPA funding and interest that it's accrued over the years. There was one request to add the $70,000 for the the septic project, rather than put it in capital, to also take that out of ARPA, so the request is to add another $70,000,
To that list right there.
making the grand total of $6,509,593. 6509593.
Got it.
So then, had reached out to the various department heads and then going on wishes of the commissioners that have expressed, and there were a couple of other things. The walking fitness trails here on the complex. Understood that it could be done with staff, inmate labor, but there's still obviously gonna be materials, and I don't know if you guys wanna work that into ARPA.
No, because we haven't had a chance to talk to a professional about exactly what we're gonna do.
Yeah, or
Which
grants
to
or
me-
anything like that there might be available.
A little premature.
Yeah,
There is
the idea is awesome, by the way, it's just a little premature.
There was also consideration for expanding the staff parking at the nursing home, which that may be able to be worked into that other number if we're not paving here,
I saw what you did there.
so.
So we'll leave that.
Are we actually short on staff parking?
There's been.
Pretty tight.
Yeah. And also the different shifts, and people should be parking here, but they're parking there, and then snow plowing, and it was a request from the facilities director to consider it, so,
Okay, I don't have a problem with
but,
So what's the final number?
that. 6509593.
I'll make a motion that we accept that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
so,
You have all the changes?
yeah, I do. I just, so we don't have obviously solid numbers, so I'll have to talk to the delegation chairman about how if they're willing to just do it in one swoop, so we don't have to come back to them with supplemental budgets this year to get each individual item approved as
Tell
we
Lino if he wants
finalize
his
it.
time off in the summertime, approve it now.
So that's that.
So that's that.
Yeah.
I read the UNH Cooperative Extension's report on our fields, which I'm very appreciative. They came back very quickly.
Very quickly.
And actually, it all makes sense, and they're actually free of charge offering to help us out, proper mixtures and everything else. I have no idea what a decamber is, but I trust them on it, so.
I thought you'd know.
I don't know everything. Almost. So I would probably tell our dear friends to move ahead with cooperation with UNH. Mr. DeWitt.
Let's put that off till next week and have a conversation with Mr. DeWitt.
Fine, be that way. That's fair enough. I got the email from Senator Shaheen's office, that's very nice, tell him thank you for moving on from that.
Somewhere I have a grant for the
Office of
highway safety grant
I am looking at it.
agreement. And this is a,
$16,000, is Dominic gonna go crazy with this one?
this is it's a fairly extensive breakdown. The amount is $16,945.
And our match is $4,965.
Correct.
And I believe he said at the delegation that it's already included in the,
In the
the
budget.
budget.
Yes, he had that in the budget. And there are a whole list of different things: speed enforcement, DUI enforcement, distracted driving enforcement, and on and on and on.
it also allows us to purchase 4 radar units.
It It does.
Yeah. So,
So we have to approve the $4,965 match, or the whole thing?
I think if you could vote to approve the grant total, the
Okay.
16, with the 4,900 number coming from taxation, that would be probably the best way to do it. Accept a grant and then do the 4,900 from taxation.
I move that we approve the grant agreement for $16,945, which includes our minimum match required of $4,965 and no change. Does that sound right? Thank you.
The 4,900 is in addition to the 16,900, yes. I'll second that. All in favor?
Yep.
Aye.
Now, there is a stack of signatures required. Unfortunately, the top sheet has to be done with a notary, and I am not. And they've all left for today. So,
So I will have to come back tomorrow.
does that also authorize the chair to sign this?
I duly authorized the chair to sign his heart away on the grant agreement.
I'm not sure when this has to be turned in by the sheriff, but I'll follow up with you to get this signed. Commissioner McGee? Okay,
Yes, let me know, and I'll run over and do that.
okay.
Karen Rhines, you look utterly fascinated for being here. What's going on?
Well, I wanted to say I'm a notary and a JP if you want to sign it now.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, we do.
a lucky day.
Wow.
Go
That
team.
worked out quite well.
That's why I
That would
voted
be
for it.
wonderful, yeah.
That's where
Do you
we
have to go
voted
get
for
your
her.
Can I
stamp?
do it as a JP? Because I won't need my seal that, I have to run over and get the seal.
I'm not sure, I didn't look at it that closely, I just saw the sticky that said sign it in front of a notary, so, yeah, you can,
Great, okay. Let me just
Now,
awesome,
that's government in action.
right?
tell you.
I'll tell you.
Mr. Emery told me at a meeting last night that I should be going to all the meetings.
Well, it worked out, didn't it?
We'll yell at us when we see
Thank
part
you,
of your office.
we'll give you credit for this one, Dallas, thanks, sorry.
I think we ought to have Melissa or a notary too.
It's on my list.
The question is, the state has to approve her, and, you know, so-
I know, I used to be, but I let it go.
So I know both of these gentlemen personally, so if they want to sign,
Okay.
then I'll notarize
I'll
it.
give it to the chairman first, because he takes more time. I kind of like later afternoon meetings, in a better mood. Versus 9:30.
Where it says Charles McGee, right there.
CHAR. Must be signature number 2.
That would be, and it says your name.
You've witnessed both of us.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
I knew I supported you. And she's not handed to food.
So we did contract for Northern Human Services.
Yes.
We have encumbrances and line transfers.
I don't have the line item transfers, but
Dude.
you have encumbrances in your packet, it was the legal size
Yeah.
Oh,
paper.
this one.
Yeah.
And you guys have the only 2 copies, so
Well,
hopefully.
here, you can read off mine to refresh your memory.
Okay, thanks. So this is an annual carrying things over for, from the '24 budget to pay the bills in '25 when they come in, or projects that have been committed but haven't been completed yet. So the total amount to encumber is $94,050.50.
Motion to approve.
I move that we approve.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, and we will get this to the auditors tomorrow. The audit starts tomorrow. They'll be here on site for the next few days, and yeah, everybody's been working really hard getting all the things uploaded for them, and we're ready.
Commissioners' reports and comments.
I have a comment from my earlier comment today when Fred and Dallas was talking about the 3rd commissioner. I duly respect what's going on in her personal life when dealing with certain issues I'm not going to talk about. But it is getting to the point where this commission needs a third viable body, and I just wanted to clarify that. And there's no representation from the north, which I also think is wrong, so that's just my 2 cents.
I would agree with that. And I have no further comments,
I have no reports.
no reports. Public comment?
Yes,
Frank King.
I caught one, Commissioner Parker, we not, are we building a garage for Mountain View?
It's not really, I guess we kind of called it a garage. It's
Oh,
a-
that was the word that was used.
Yes.
Oh, you're right, it was garage in
It's-
the,
I believe it's going to be more of a pole barn, if I'm not mistaken.
a pole barn.
To protect the assets,
It's to keep the snow and everything else off them, yes.
yeah, we have the bus, which we paid a lot of money for, and then the proposed wheelchair van that currently just sit outside. So the
It's gonna
thought
be a
is to
little
have them
nicer than
under
that.
cover.
In my former life, I was a car dealer. And we had 200 cars that were always parked in the
Outside.
parking lot. We had a 7-car showroom. I personally think they're better off in the parking lot than in a pole barn where the mice and all the stuff, we'd love to get them. You know, vehicles are made to be in the outside. There's not many people that are fortunate to have a garage to park their cars in. I think that's a waste, myself personally. And, you know, we have other buildings here that we could probably put them in if we had bad, you know, weather at all, but, you know, I really think we have to be smart the way we spend the county's money and the people's money.
I agree with you.
Thank you.
We could always revisit
We
it.
can revisit that. Yes,
Karen?
Karen?
I just wanted to say, I think part of the reason they were concerned about having cover was because cleaning them off when there are snowstorms was such a big issue, and they're so tall that it's dangerous to clean them off, and they frequently need them in a hurry. So I think that was the reasoning. I can't, you know, I've never cleaned one off, they're very tall.
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you.
Dallas?
I'm not gonna
Good.
do
Okay.
anything with that. I'm ready.
All right, having no other business to conduct other than
Oh.
non-public.
You're-
Oops, I'm sorry, Karen.
Part of the reason I came was because
I thought you
the
enjoyed
line
these
item
meetings.
transfer
Yes.
for my department was, the delegation saw it, but it hadn't yet been signed, and I just wondered what the status of that was, if there's any problem with that getting signed. by
Thank you for the
folks.
reminder.
Sorry.
Prior to the executive committee meeting, or last time, they
Yeah.
put forward a whole bunch of,
Mhm.
and the delegation chairman did allow for the vote to pass to approve it pending the commissioner's approval.
Yes. Oh, and we don't have it? Okay. Do you happen to
I don't
have
think I
that?
physically have it with me, but I can probably pull it up on my computer.
It has writing on it, and I don't have their signed
Okay.
copy, so.
But do you have it with you though?
If you guys have it, we can approve it, and then...
At least they can see the physical one versus on my computer.
Because it
Sorry.
was, no, it was the one I messed up, I put them in the wrong order.
Oh, yep,
But,
okay.
What do we get?
So, here it is,
Yes.
and the delegation has
They
approved
approved
it
it pending our
yours.
approval.
Yep, yep. Thank you for reminding.
oh, I'm sorry to be a nudge. I
No,
just-
No, that's good, I'm glad, I'm sorry, I didn't
You
see
saved
you.
us on the,
We have a land request, and this is for the Registry of Deeds, and it's request number 2024-37. And,
It was 2 pages, I'm sorry.
yeah, and it's for $1,875. It's coming out of 2 accounts, 4193.061 electricity, 4193.065 propane, and going into contracted equipment, 4193.024, in the amount of $1,875. Motion to approve.
so move.
Second, all in favor?
Hey.
Bye.
Awesome.
That was
Thank
easy.
you. You don't have to sign
You won't have
that
to
one.
sign that.
Oh, yeah, that's
Sorry.
I'll
There'll
get
be
your
a real
sig-
one somewhere.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very
It's at
much.
my office, we'll get it. Okay.
You're doing the going into public, I'm just not doing it. I'm not,
All right,
I hate reading those things.
we shall go into, I don't know where the cheat sheet is.
No, I haven't.
Nope, I give you both one too, but here's another one.
We're going to go, we need a motion to go into non-public under RSA 91-A:32, and that would be under L, which is consideration of legal advice, and A, dismissal, promotion, or compensation.
I move we go into non-public session for such things.
I will second it. We need a roll call.
Commissioner Parker? Yes.
Commissioner McGee, yes.
Okay.
5:03, are you going to conduct any business after you get out of the non-public?
We will not.
I don't see it, just adjourn and
Because I
done.
have a
We will not.
Brookfield Selectmen's meeting to do.
We will not be conducting business.
We will not get in
Unless-
your way for
Unless
Brookfield.
there is,
I don't think there's anything.
there's nothing else I know of, no.
Where are the hot issues in Brookfield?
What are the hot issues?
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Okay. Fair enough.
Thanks for being here, Ed.
5:04.
Everything is signed.
Great.
This check is out of order because people's not to sign it.